Welcome to the Foul Out Podcast. Today we got special guests on. We got DJ on the cam. We got Cam on the cam. My brother Arkeem and myself. And today we got a few topics ranging from Elon Musk and Trump's big beautiful bill all the way to Boss Man D-Lo and his allegations. So the first thing we're gonna do is jump in on the Donald Trump pardons Larry Hoover.
Breaking news: Elon Musk leaves the Trump administration. Go ahead.
Dang, for real?
Yep.
Yeah, we gonna get into that too. But yeah, Donald Trump pardons GD founder Larry Hoover. What's the word on that, Arcane?
Okay, so Larry Hoover is not coming home. Sorry to everybody, but he's not coming home. Larry Hoover got 6 life sentences to him by the federal government. That's what Trump pardoned. Actually, he commuted it. He didn't pardon it. So he commuted it down to what he felt like was scalable. Now, what he commuted it to from those 6 life sentences to like maybe 30 years, he would be walking home today. But he got he got convicted by the federal government in 1997. But he got convicted by the state of Illinois in 1973 to 200 years in prison, 2 life sentences for the murder of an 18-year-old boy. I think it's actually 15. 15-year-old boy in front of his mom for dealing drugs on a strip that Larry Hoover considered to be his. Now, in 1997, they still said that he was still running the gang. So he got convicted for 6 life sentences on drug and kingpin charges, so gang chief charges. So right now, he's just going to be switched over from that Colorado federal prison and put inside of some type of Illinois prison now because he's only a prisoner of the state, not the federal government.
Gotcha. What about NBA YoungBoy? Is he gonna be able to come off?
Trump cleared NBA YoungBoy's gun charges. So, but NBA YoungBoy is still a felon because he had another federal case from somewhere else from Louisiana. So the Utah gun charges have all been wiped. So, but he's still a felon because he had charges in Louisiana for something else. So yeah, he pardoned that. So I mean, I guess he just got one more down to try to get rid of. But I mean, whatever. He's still a felon, but he still helped. Now the only thing, but back to the Larry Hoover thing, the governor of Illinois, his name is like Robert Kircher. Robert what?
Of Illinois? Talking about
Yeah.
JB?
Yeah, what I say? JB, what's his name? Yeah, him. Yeah, that guy. So it's up to him now. If he will pardon Larry Hoover, then Larry Hoover can walk free out of that Illinois jail.
He probably will.
But I don't know if that's going to happen because he's an opposing side to Donald Trump. I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen.
Gotcha.
But,
I mean, is there
Okay.
a reason to let him out of jail?
We can't really hear you.
I mean, is there a great reason to? Do any of y'all have a real compelling reason to let him out of jail?
I mean, no, I don't. I'm not a part of his organization. So
I'm not into incarceration, like that. But I mean, hey,
why let him out? I mean, they consider him a murderer. They consider him a lot of things, man. A violent criminal, still controlling the gang while he was in prison, sending hits and murders. They got all that stuff, man. If you really just look into it, I don't know if anybody will pardon him and have that on their jacket if they free. Because you got a very small, specific group in America who believe that he's free and he didn't do nothing. But to the broader side of America, they're gonna look up and they're gonna be like, "You freed a criminal like that?" That's how everybody else is gonna look at it. And And then, opposing side is going to say, he freed a criminal who had multiple Americans murdered. You see, and then they don't want that. But if you're somebody walking out like that boy, what's the guy name? The majority house leader, Republican. You know who I'm talking about. Mitch,
Mike
was it
Mike
Mitch
Johnson.
McConnell.
Mitch McConnell? He just did his thug to say, hey, I'm out. I'm finna leave here. So, you know, unless you get on your Mitch McConnell, you can
My
do
question for
something
you,
unforgivable.
Arcane, is who is that small demographic that thinks he didn't do anything at all? I want to know who that is because I mean, you can Google that. I mean, who thinks
Well,
he didn't do anything?
we have a group of Americans who
I
don't really.
mean,
They just kind of
I
listen to
feel
this.
like I feel like a guy that pretty much was a part of. He wasn't the only one a part of this, but an assortment of guys who pretty much was a part in putting back the black community so many years because he built these gangs to do what? What benefit have they brought us? Like, what have they taught? What have they done to actually nurture young minds? All I know is guys that were screaming, "I'm GD this." When we were 16, half of them dead, spending left their life in prison. So I'm trying to figure out what benefit did he even do for our people. Now, hearing
He
a
didn't
guy
do any
serving 6
benefit.
life sentences or 200 years, does it sound crazy? Yeah, but when you think about all the lives that he's destroyed, I feel like he's where he's supposed to be.
Okay, yeah, but at the same time, for a murder, most people don't spend 200 years in jail. Most people get.
True,
Most people
true.
get
But see,
50. He's been in there 52 years,
yes, he has. Yes, he has. That's crazy work. You're right.
man. 52
It's
years.
crazy work.
He been in there 52 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy to say he's even
I was like,
sheesh.
years.
Yeah, that is crazy. But it's kind of like, man, okay, some people get life. So, what I'm saying, 200 years compared to life, like, if he pulled it off, he could be free, when he was, in 200 years. But some people, if they live to be 1,000, they wouldn't be free, So I don't know. I think that Kanye kind of popularized this whole thing. And if you ask Kanye, well, why should he be free? He wouldn't even have a reason. Kanye is just a
Kanye think he free.
contrarian.
Kanye think he free.
Yes,
He just
Kanye
put
is
out a
just a
tweet and said,
contrarian. But if you asked him, like, what good reason should he, like, do you have for him to be free? He wouldn't even have one. It's like y'all say, man, no benefit to society, really.
yeah. There he is. We're talking about Larry Hoover getting a pardon from Trump, Willie.
Okay, what's up?
Yeah. Um,
Okay, he's not even on.
but yeah,
Okay.
any final thoughts on that?
Nah.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this up on y'all screen. Now, give me a minute because I'm finna get into my bag. So, give me a minute to discuss, and y'all just listen because I actually got some good news for once when it comes to the United States debt. So, reports came out Elon Musk unhappy with Trump's big beautiful bill. The big beautiful bill is going to increase spending in like border patrol. Is going to continue development of the border wall down in Mexico. But it's also going to reduce like the amount of funding going to SNAP. Food stamps. It's going to reduce the money going to some other, public services. Which Republicans like that sort of thing. But the whole reason for this bill was actually to minimize the debt, put in place things so that we would decrease spending. But it turns out this bill is going to increase our debt by $4 trillion over X amount of years. And as y'all know, I'm always talking about the debt and how we got to get under control. But I did recently learn we might have a silver lining with the debt. And that silver lining is something we've been riding on since the end of the Cold War, and that's that we are the United States. you know, it
Yeah.
goes back to if you owe the bank $1 million, then you got a problem. But if you owe the bank $1 billion, then we got a problem. Meaning the bank and you have similar interests in making sure you can pay that debt back, right? And Argentina, they went into a debt spiral similar to what I've been fearing America would, but the difference is they're Argentina. Like the entire world revolves around the American economy. America is the most important economy and country in the world. So what does that mean? Other countries have a vested interest in our success, right? So I think that might be our out. Like, I don't know if we gonna pay this debt down. I don't know if we gonna just see GDP growth just expand to a point where we can pay this debt down. We might default, what I'm saying, at some point. But I think that we can work with other countries and they'll want to work with us because of who we are, and their economies are dependent on our consumer market, on our economy, on our financial systems. So that's the silver lining, and I hope I didn't talk y'all's heads off with too much jargon. But yeah, so basically Elon is mad because he feel like all of his Doge efforts have been erased by this
It
4 trillion.
has. It has.
Yeah.
He don't understand that okay, so Trump is a hustler. He don't understand that he been hustled. See, Trump is a trench baby. Like Cam is. Look, he is. And Elon is the back in the day when y'all used to it's kind of usually a white boy or another kind of guy. You and the group of guys, y'all cool, considered cool, and the white boy want to get down with the gang. So his initiation is you got to come up out his pockets. He got to buy everybody clothes. You got to buy everybody a pair of jeans or something like that. And then by the time he realized he in the group, everybody gone, and he just left there with a flat wallet. That's Elon.
Mm.
They bamboozled him.
Mm,
They got the money up out of him. They got their checks. They said, I don't know what you gonna do, pimp. But
mm.
but I,
Basically.
but what I can say is Elon is one of the most powerful people in the world, and he just got fleeced trying to ride with the cool guys.
Mm.
But he gonna strike back. He gonna strike back on Trump. I think this is about to become a beef.
That
And
was my question for y'all. Do y'all
So,
think this is the beginning of the beef?
yeah, and it's
yeah.
very disrespectful. Is Elon about to join sides with the Democrats? Because I don't know if I can picture somebody like Elon pushing for SNAP benefits for people. I don't know if
Mm.
I can see him pushing for Medicaid because that's what they're trying to cut. This is a war on the poor and people who don't think they poor, but really are. See, a lot of this is perception because these people, when they hear Medicaid, SNAP, the general population, people this color, they think you talking about people this color. A lot of these people poor and they don't know they think you talking about somebody else. And another thing is I'm down here in Laredo right now and they want to up the border patrol spending. Every 5 yards you drive, you see a cop. I'm gonna send y'all a video. Every 100 yards on the highway, border patrol, cop. To even come up out of the city, you got to go through border patrol with radar scanners, X-raying through your car. Like, what are they gonna have this thing turn into the Jetsons down here? And I'm
Mm.
telling you, Laredo is a shit house. Yeah, that's what it is down here. There's nothing to do down here, man, except chase illegals. That's how they have fun. And another thing that he wanted to do, he wanted to raise the state and local taxes deduction cap from $10,000 to $40,000 for taxpayers earning under $500,000. It also creates MAGA, a savings account for parents, and imposes a 3.5 tax remittance. So he wants to stop the deductions on overtime and tips as well, which they call SALT, state and local
Yeah.
tax. What y'all
Yeah.
think about that? Even though none of us are waiters and none of us, well, DJ, you do overtime, y'all do overtime. What y'all think about that? Like,
Yeah.
no tax on the overtime.
I mean, I'm on board for something of that nature. Yeah, of course.
The only
Am I positive on it happening? Eh.
well, the thing I think about the tips and overtime thing is, okay, if you do that, does that mean you have to itemize to be able to claim those benefits? Because if you got to itemize instead of using the standard deduction, that's not going to be easy for people to do. If you a waiter living off tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
So,
thinking it's gonna be something like the software that handles like payroll. If you do have overtime time, it'll just have to like calculate the overtime like without tax deductions. That's what I'm thinking, and it'll just go straight into your weekly paycheck or whatever. That's what
DJ,
I expect.
DJ, what you think about the big beautiful bill? One big beautiful bill act.
Mm.
Boo!
Boo. Boo.
Why you say boo, Willie?
Cuz man, so I'm gonna bring up previous conversations for this. If y'all go back and look at these podcasts, the benefit of the doubt that Anthony had been giving Trump was that, and a lot of others, not like an Anthony thing, but just realistically that he was gonna save money, right? What Doge at, right?
Elon, hey, breaking news. Elon just left the Trump administration like 20 minutes ago. Go ahead.
Yeah, he don't understand. He say he don't understand whether it's saving face or it's a cover up. He don't understand the point of Doge. Or we finna add, you know, $3 trillion to the deficit. You know, the one big beautiful bill probably finna be one of the biggest dumps on the deficit. And brother, this is what we in, Cam? 5 months in?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. Also, man, I kind of want to point something out, man. When it comes to spending, you know, interest on debt, if we're paying, that's about 15% of the budget. It's just repaying interest on the debt. So I know we could kind of push off the debt at times and act like it doesn't matter, but it's getting to be a larger and larger portion of the budget in general. And once it gets up to this, I mean, I don't know, man. I think with the AI coming out and stuff, and that being about to decimate a lot of low level, entry level, and customer service jobs, etc. Man, you're looking at a situation where you may have record unemployment in about 6, 7, 8 years from now. And when that hits, you're going to wish you had that extra leeway to be able to support these people in the country. And that's where I think this debt thing is getting
but
dangerous.
we getting rid of that, Cam, because part of the big beautiful bill is they got to make cuts somewhere, right? You save tax cuts for people, but you're gonna cut Medicaid. Now, where do you think most of the base of the Republican Party falls into? Right,
Yeah.
Older people.
older people or people who are in that threshold of under $60,000 a year, and you cutting Medicaid and Medicare. You're making people have to go through hoops to prove that they even deserve Medicaid and Medicare. And I think that this bill, and it was so tight, right? What was it? It was a one vote that decided it.
Yep.
And now it's going to go to the Senate. I just think, and with the tariff situation being what it is, I think so far it would be very unfair to say that this is going to plan of what they want. Now, if this the plan they wanted,
I hope it don't pass, bro.
What you mean? That thing is as good as gone, man.
oh yeah, I mean, once it
What,
got out the
what
house,
y'all think y'all? No, they say the Senate. They say a lot of Senate Republicans have questions about it. I say
Yeah.
it's not gonna pass because usually something is gonna pass. It's just kind of like I second. They say a lot of the Senate, the Republican Senate, kind of like, wait a minute, what's this?
With
Yeah.
questions come doubt, and with doubt comes decisions that might not cater to a lot of people.
Yeah.
look,
Yeah, I
they
hope it
built
don't
that
pass
mess.
because cause I agree. It's like, man, you can't your goal can't be to save money, but then the net is spending more money. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
It's
Democrats
like
Mm, yeah.
just passed the bill.
basically what they trying to do is like they're trying to give tax breaks to the American consumer, but that's all tax revenue. It's like they trying to kill all the taxes off of regular people, which people would like that, and they might go vote in the primaries. I mean, in the what is it?
Scoop says the end of
Uh,
the check.
in the
The
two,
mid year.
yeah, in the midterms. But you know what I'm saying? If it's adding to the deficit, what's the point? So I'm with Elon on that. Like, um, and something that you was talking about, Cam, is right now we're spending like 15% of our annual budget on interest payments, and the interest rates are only getting higher because treasury bonds are skyrocketing right now. Like the interest rates on treasury bonds are skyrocketing right now because countries around the world are afraid that the United States don't have this debt situation under control. So they're demanding higher rates in order to purchase treasury bonds. And they say that the point of no return is an average bond rate of 5%. And we currently sitting at like 3.75%. So, but again, we're America. They gonna have to work with us some more, or this whole thing gonna come down. You know.
It's just wild,
So
man. That we
so
5 months in. We 5 months in, bro. Go ahead, Arcane.
One thing I was
uh,
gonna say, what you said earlier about how you gonna have a bill about reducing the deficit and then spending more money. Shoot, about a year or so ago, the Democrats had that one bill talking about the Inflation Reduction Act. Man, inflation ain't go down at all. It seemed like inflation went up after that passed, man. But just the thing, man, politicians going politician, man. It's just a different song, different band, but it's all on Apple Music.
okay, so my thing is, you got it eliminates the clean energy taxes. Wouldn't that be? I see why Elon beefing with him because isn't Elon like all about clean energy with the electrical car?
Yep,
The, the,
that's
And
gonna
the
hurt
thing is
Tesla.
with those credits,
yeah,
though, right? The Tesla has so much market penetration already that and it kind of doesn't matter. Those credits, a lot of them, when it at least the ones that pertain to driving in electric vehicles, like the subsidies and tax credits you're getting on those, that more or less helps the Volvo, the like the Ford, the Volkswagen. They're the other kind of electric vehicle makers who are really trying to get a foothold. Tesla is what Tesla is at this point, man. The cars they've had out have been out for years. They're the known brand. People are going to buy those. But those credits more or less help out the competition who are trying to scale up. Tesla's already scaled out from a production and manufacturing standpoint.
okay. And to those who are already here, I may sound like I'm repeating myself, but I want to get the opinions from the guys who just popped in. So I'm down here in Laredo, if y'all didn't know, and every 20 feet, it's a cop or border patrol dude just circling. They got somebody pulled over. They chasing dudes down the street. I'm talking about it's Raccoon City down here. Right? Now, this bill, the one big beautiful bill, will allocate an additional $150 billion into defense, the military, and then another 70 billion for border patrol security measures, including 446 billion for barrier construction and increased personnel, aiming to deport up to 1 million people annually.
They getting them boys out of here. You saw them Venezuelan. You saw the Republican senators, or congressman, whatever she was doing, lobbying for them to. Why are you getting all the Venezuelans? Look, bruh, that man Trump sending these boys to El Salvador, to Africa, to the moon. Remember how we
He said
said we
not
need to
to the
strap these
moon.
YNs to a SpaceX rocket and send them to the other side of the moon? That's what he doing, bruh. No, like y'all saw the little girl who was like getting cancer care, but her parents, they took her to America illegally, obviously, to get cancer care. and they got ice outside the door, ready to nab her. You know, and that's just the world we live. I'm telling you, bro. If you think about this from just an outside mind, it's insanity. But like Trump said, and I respect it. These people, this is what they voted for. They knew what they was getting into. He didn't sugarcoat. It's like I'm doing what I said I was gonna do. Now everybody acting like I didn't say I was gonna do this. Like, bro, you gotta
Y'all think
salute him.
Lil Yak retarded? You ain't
Yeah,
seen
Hey,
nothing yet.
yeah, I thought
but
Lil Yak
yo,
was retarded.
yo, I think we exhausted this subject. I wanna get
I have
y'all's.
one more. I
Go
got
ahead, go
one more
ahead.
about the bill. There's a provision in the bill that basically proposes a 10-year moratorium on state level AI regulation. So if passed, the states can't regulate AI at all for the next 10 years. Anybody have any opinions on that? Whether that could be good, bad, or anything like that?
Run through the
Skynet,
six while you got the chance.
Move fast
Skynet,
and break things. I'm with it.
He
Skynet.
said, "Move fast, Skynet." There it is. There
But
it
yeah, man. Hey, man, move fast and break things. What they say, ask for forgiveness. Don't ask for permission.
There it is.
Ooh.
But let me throw this. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. When you got a robot knocking on your door in 10 years, they
When you
gonna just
got
be asking
Sonny
for
knocking on
forgiveness.
your door. When you got
Yeah.
Sonny knocking on your door.
Heck
Oh
yeah, they
man, you
say,
know what else,
hey,
miss?
and they say, hey, Willie Thomas, come out of there. They gonna scan him and they gonna say, oh, he always said thank you to ChatGPT when he asked something.
Oh
So
yeah.
so
Dude,
we'll
black
let
folks
him
not
live.
Yeah, my daddy said. My daddy said, "Don't be disrespecting computers because they gonna be able to see all the stuff you said and pull up on you."
I'm a fan of AI. I
Yes,
think
I'm a fan of
I
AI.
I think y'all cool and y'all can dress. I rate
I'm a
y'all a
fan
10.
too. Please don't kick my door in. Please don't kick my door
He said right here,
in.
2010. Oh man.
Oh man. Here it
Turn
comes.
on TikTok to address the Bossman situation. Bossman D'Lo never messaged me. It was AI. It was edited. It was photoshopped. I did everything good with the video of him texting me because my homegirl, it was my homegirl's phone. He messaged a real female. She's a popular influencer that I hang out with. So I made it seem like he messaged me, but he never really messaged me. And I made a fake thread of me texting myself back. I know it sounds crazy and I just did all this stuff on the internet for attention, but a bitch was bored. And I thought it was funny, but now I know it's not funny because I'm really fucking with this man's career and his money.
I'm a recuse myself because I've recently become part of an organization, and the comments that I make, I don't want to affect my status in my job and in my community. So I'm gonna mute myself.
Jalen, what you think? You think a gay rapper can make it in 2025?
That ain't the question. The question is, do you believe
Boondocks always said that was gonna happen.
Willie? Willie, go ahead and
Jay, you
speak your
on mute.
mind.
Jay, you on mute, Jalen.
No, I said I was confused. I didn't understand. I mean, I thought we was talking about the situation itself, not can a gay
Look,
rapper make it in 2025?
well, that's the follow up. That's the follow up question.
Okay, what is Lil Nas X like Jeopardy? Is he a rapper?
I don't think he a rapper.
Mm,
He like a
I
guy
don't
that
know what to
will.
classify him.
He's a guy that will rap. He's not a rapper.
but you right. Let's adjust the situation. Let's address the situation at hand first. What y'all think, man?
You already ruined his career, dog. you didn't mess me. Like what it say?
Man.
You didn't now.
Hey, all I know,
Look, man.
I can hear a paid off person a mile away, man.
See, and you gonna have people saying that right there. It's too late. You already ruined his career.
I mean,
It's too late.
how old is this person saying that they just did this because they was bored and I didn't know? I mean, you make yourself sound real ignorant. Like I don't know how old this person is, but you make yourself sound like you elementary in the head saying some stuff like that. That's why I say, man, you can. Somebody had to say something like, "Can you please take this down? Like you ruining my man's career." Like I don't know, that don't sound right. The explanation didn't sound right to me.
I
It just
mean, personally, do I believe him? I believe that somebody will pull something like that because, um, you know, saying if somebody was really trying to be on the low, they wouldn't be texting you like that. Like you acting like we can pop out in a relationship or something. That don't sound like somebody who trying not to get caught talking. You didn't have no screenshots on FaceTime with them. Or none of that. No time on the phone with them. None of that. That's usually what people do when they expose somebody. Show themselves on FaceTime with them. And he ain't had none of that but some screenshots. And it said the boss man D-Lo. You see what I'm saying? So do I believe the dude? I believe he really was trolling. But you got a vast part of America who thinks that you're being paid off to say that. And no matter what, boss man D-Lo in their head is boss man D-Lo.
So
I don't think he
the
big
one
enough to
reason
not be a gimmick. To me, I
one
don't
thing
feel
that
like
I do gotta give Boss Man the reason why I think that it is fake is because the dude said I was on this girl's phone who he actually did DM. Because if you looked at the DMs when he clicked on messages, all Boss Man said was "Hey," and then the person said "Hey" back. Like if that was really him, he would have had to get his number or something. Like the conversation would have had to be longer than that, like for him to get his number or get some info. Then it just went straight to text messages. That didn't seem right.
Yeah, for sure. Because then it would have said boss man D-Lo messaged you in vanish mode. It'll say it on there. So like that's why I say I believe the dude, was just playing, but you already done ruined the man career now. And the thing about you could have a gay rapper, but this dude will have to come out gay. This dude will have to like I'm pretty sure some gay rappers out there right now. We just don't know who they are, but they probably popular in the gay community. But a street rapper could not be a gay rapper. It don't go with it. You know what I'm saying? Like just like you couldn't have
But
a
we
R.
did have Young Thug. He wasn't gay, but he was wearing a dress.
Yeah, but you never saw
Hey,
Young
dude, with
Thug.
the dress on it, dog, that joint was fire at the time.
Yeah, it's crazy, but you couldn't have a Young Thug is not a homosexual. Young Thug is doing those things for
Your words
he,
so strong.
he not the strong. Yeah, well, he
No,
don't
no.
claim to be that. He don't claim to be that. He never says he that. You know what I'm saying? He
Well, what
don't.
was the
I
reaction
guess
to
they had
what was the reaction to Isaiah Rashad?
I ain't heard an Isaiah Rashad song since. You wanna know
Neither.
who else I ain't heard from since? I love
Mm.
McConan.
Yeah, there you go.
both
See,
of those people have done things though. I love
No,
McConaughey
they
just
they've
dropped
done
a
them,
track
but
hit not too
you
long
ain't
ago.
heard it on the just
the
the
radio shit.
industry's not behind them anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, even back in the gap after Tuesday, you still kind of had to be like a person who sought I love McConaughey music to me. Like he wasn't just on no popular wave after that. Just
But did you see when he got the song with NBA YoungBoy? I love McConaughey. He ended up somehow getting the song with NBA YoungBoy, and then he showed all them DMs when he sent people like Post Malone and Sway Lee. He sent them DMs, and then they didn't say nothing back, and he was like, "Y'all fake. Y'all only want to rock with me because I got a song with YoungBoy, and I got some buzz." Who phone ringing?
that's me, my bad.
Yeah. So, yeah, he just, he fell off. Everybody kind of pushed away from him after that, and especially a street rapper. I don't think a street rapper could do that because guys in the street, most of them now, is like that's the most effeminate thing you could do. That's soft. That's weak. You know, and even if somebody is there, you can't show that in the street because in those type of hard situations, dudes who are viewed like that, they get tried, they get pushed around, they get kicked to the side. No matter how big and bad they would try to claim that they are, if you got some things on your jacket, it's not respected streetwise. Like being a snitch, you know what I mean? Being a person who mess with kids in the streets, if you that, you get kicked to the side. You lose your respect. So I don't think a gay street rapper could make it.
It's like knowing your audience. It's just most
Yeah,
people,
exactly.
who like listen to rap and hip hop and stuff like that. They're not necessarily into it for the feminine side of things when it comes to music. That's what you kind of listen to other genres for, like R&B or what I'm saying, maybe even pop or country for some things. But rapping is most of the time your target audience isn't the people that listen to those feminine quality things, in my opinion.
Nah, it's struggle music. That's the whole point of it. Was to rap about the struggle, talk about the struggle.
A little
Rap about
bravado.
the struggle,
It's
the
just
flash,
like
the
son was
streets.
on the
Yeah.
Boondocks, man.
Yeah, the struggle, the flash, the streets. I mean, with all due respect, it ain't many things that are cool about that. You know what I'm saying? You can't swag that out. Like, you know what I mean? Like NBA Youngboy was like, hey guys, I'm NBA Young Boy. It was like,
Not the boy with the BOI on it.
I said, whoa.
yeah, hey, I don't know. Maybe somebody can flip it around one day because this world ain't no telling what it's coming to, but you just
Yeah.
can't, you
I
know.
think we probably about 5 years outside of it, man. The young people so dramatically different from the older guard was, man. I
I
think we'll see a change, man, in like 5 years.
I seen
So
them. I
what
didn't
is
work with. I
what
didn't
is the
work
I
with.
nuance on
don't
that?
know, Ken. I can't agree with that one. The narrative of the quote unquote gangster street rapper is set in stone of what it's supposed to be, and being gay would never fit into that category. It never will. Like
I
Yeah,
don't think
just
so
like
But
being
what
a
I
about
just
black
I just
rock
don't
what
see
about
it.
the
star.
nuance we've seen in the industry,
Doing they
right?
be
So
shooting though,
maybe
man. I
not.
don't
Oh, go ahead.
know.
Now look, they've prophesized. They made profits off of things like that. But you know how you know Young Thug is only doing that for he's only doing it to profit off of it. And I'm surprised, like
That boy
that
just from New York.
community. I'm surprised that community hasn't come after those rappers for basically trying to like culture vulture them. Because every time you see Young Thug in a dress, he making sure a camera is around. Right? He makes sure the camera get him in that dress. You see Playboy Cardi doing stuff like that, wearing a thong. He Playboy Cardi, yeah, you remember when he wore the thong, he gonna turn around and lift his shirt up for the camera to show that's what he gonna do. Make sure a camera see it to get people talking about him. That's the game. But you'll never catch a sneak camera of Young Thug in a Waffle House in Atlanta just walking around there in a dress. And I always thought that community was gonna strike at those rappers for doing that, but they never did. I guess they never caught on. But if you see a guy making sure a camera's around, he doing something, he doing it for clout,
I just know they
right?
probably don't care that much. They probably see it as a shout out for real. I mean, I just think in general, kind of sort of mainstream black culture is relatively homophobic. In general, that's because a lot of mainstream black culture is based on the Southern Protestant church. And a lot of it comes from that. But I don't know. We gonna see. Let's say they got Lil Uzi Vert out there. You know what I'm saying?
Who
That's a
dates a
topic
girl?
for
See,
another. That's a topic
that's
for
what I
another
was gonna
day.
bring
But
up.
That's different. I'll say this.
Like the
I remember
nuance
the
in the
first
industry.
time I seen the Trinidad James, the gold all in my watch and all that. I thought it was fake. I was like, ain't no way this is real. This is like a real rap song. Whole time it was real, and that thing went probably about triple platinum. So if they can do that, eh, I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised at anything at this point,
But he
man.
was talking
they
about
selling records.
He said he was yo, but in front of when I saw that, I was like, dog, hey, this can't be real, dog.
Yeah,
I didn't think Sexy Red was real at first too for a second, but hey,
hey baby.
was Ice Spice. But
That would make sense to me, to be honest with you.
yeah, I think we real close. I think we close because I feel like the people like Lil Uzi, the people like, you know what I'm saying, Playboy Cardi, the people like Lil
Right.
Yachty,
The people
the
like
people like
Saucy Santana, to be
So
honest
you
with
feel
you.
like this rise in guys being flamboyant is like a door slowly opening for that.
it's like
Dog,
it's not
Caleb
fully
Williams
gay.
paint
It's
his
just
fingernails before every game. Just the things are shifting to what's accepted or kind of seen as normal and not normal, man.
and I think it's always been like that though. Like it's always been subtle cues like throughout the mainstream music industry, especially with rap and hip hop, where for some reason the most gangster hood dude that come from the middle of nowhere, he just started doing the most flamboyant, just rich, affluent type things that are not characteristic. I think like the wearing like the spandex and leather type vests and stuff like that early in the 80s and 90s, just the different types of things that they was doing. I feel like these are not things that were characteristic of like your typical dude from Atlanta or Memphis or you know what I'm saying, New Orleans or something like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and
I
I
don't know.
want to
I
speak to
feel like
that.
a lot of the night industry.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree with you on that. And then it kind of made me think back one day, like, well, who are the people? Like when you look at actors or artists, who are the people that love like art? It ain't the like dudes on the football team. You know what I'm saying? The dudes that's in theater ain't the guys that's like hooping and every day after school. The people that believe in art, like and I want to try to make a sculpture or that's rap for some people. You know what I'm saying? Rap is the outlet for the artistic black male, and the artistic person is oftentimes a
Effeminate.
different breed and is willing to push boundaries and try to make statements and stuff like that. And those are the people that try to be rappers. Well, yeah. Any final thoughts on that? We could move on to the next one.
Playboy Cardi can make money. I mean, he can make music.
Yeah, and he also like a art freak.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's go to the next one.
But,
Uh, so as a therapist, I can confidently say that while therapy is helpful, what most people really need is money. It's a question going around the internet saying that asking the question that can money virtually solve all of a person's problems? What y'all think?
Hell yeah. Look,
Yes.
man,
Tell me
I've been
somebody.
wanting. Look,
like,
money solves 90% of everybody's problems. Right now, a good 20 grand will solve everything wrong with you. Right now, most people. And what I always wondered was money is the key to all our problems. But why aren't people more interested in money? Why aren't people more interested in working? And why are people so cheap? And I mean, not cheap, but why are people just so frivolous with their money when you know damn well that solves 99% of problems? Like,
I
why do
don't
you
think
just give it away? When you see a quarter on the ground, you walk straight past it. Just because you make 100 grand a year, you walk straight past a quarter on the ground. You can take that quarter, the next quarter, the next quarter, and you put that into a mutual fund, and that could be $1.25. You
you
know,
yeah.
yeah.
And in 30
You a
years, that dollar
millionaire
twenty
at some
five could
point.
be.
Your time become a little bit more valuable. You have to be a little bit more efficient in spending that. So, I don't want to say you just gonna be looking for quarters while you
will
walking.
you will you stack it up for your children because you gonna be dead, but your money can still be here. But a lot of us black people, when we die, we leave our children with debt. We don't leave our children with nothing.
I think a
You
lot
know,
of the point is that you know, everybody sees the value in money, but
Not the
in
same way.
yeah. I mean, I won't even say it in the same way because I mean everybody knows that like you need money to do almost everything in this world. I just think a lot of people take a different notion in the approach to achieving it, and there lies like the difference in who kind of like goes status quo and lives the mundane and don't really try to achieve more money and achieve more success versus the person who is like really aggressive and their endeavors to achieve money and success because they both I feel know the value. It's just that one is willing to sacrifice their time and effort more than the other one is. I think a lot
I'm
of
gonna
people
take.
try to live life more so, not necessarily live life, but kind of get lost in just the day to day. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't looking at the larger picture.
I think the key word to that person who put that question is not, does money solve all of your problems? I would make an argument that it doesn't. But I do think that people need to be balanced. And when I say balanced, balanced in their thinking, balanced in their life, balanced in the way they go about things. Because you can have all the money in the world, but if your mental not right, then what really is it,
But
right?
most people's mental ain't wrong. Most people's pockets is wrong. That's what we saying.
But that's the
Huh?
link, though. You see what I mean? But I don't think it's exclusive to each other. I think it's all part of the thing. Like for instance, my grandfather had nothing, right? He dude had a eighth grade education and worked in a factory. And it wasn't the money that he made that made him great. It was the decisions that he made that left his children with something. And my great grandfather, I probably made more in my 1 year of working than my great grandfather made in his life. That's what I'm saying. It's not about money in the sense of just giving somebody, like if I went to the hood right now or went to an impoverished area and just handed them $100,000 and said, look, you got money. You can be free. And then I come back 5 years later, and they worse off than when I left them. Right? It's like the chick that pays $10,000 for a BBL or a tummy tuck, and then a year later she weighs more than when she got the whole operation, like before the operation. It's a understanding. It's not the raw material of money. It's the understanding of, okay, how can I take this and make this last and make this go into the future? And you don't need $100,000 in a bag on the ground to do that. That's built day by day. That's built with a consistent lifestyle. And the issue is for a lot of us, we aren't consistent in our lifestyle.
Can we keep
We
it a bean though?
I think the key
Can,
caveat is majority of problems because the thing
yeah,
That's
I
what I
was
is
finna
said.
say.
90. I said
I was
90.
finna
like,
say, can we keep it a bean? Like, if we, like you say, that ain't what made your granddad great, but that's not the question. If your granddad had a problem, if you gave him $1 million, do you think majority of his problems would have been solved?
The answer is hell yeah, nigga.
You know, he wouldn't have to be a sharecropper if he had
you
$1 million to buy his own land
Hey man, have
and
y'all seen
farm his own
y'all
behavioral
crops.
mental
y'all saw y'all
familial
remember what old
problems,
buddy
they'll
y'all
still
remember
be
what
there
old
with or
buddy y'all remember
without
what old
money.
buddy
So,
said in
like
Sinners, right? Y'all
money
seen Sinners,
solves
right?
problems, but money doesn't stop problems from coming your way. Prime example: Robin Williams, the guy.
Hold y'all
Guy.
thoughts.
Wait,
Hold
wait,
y'all
wait.
thoughts. No, go ahead, DJ. I was just
Okay,
telling
so
everybody hold their thoughts because everybody
okay,
was trying to talk.
okay. Prime example: Robin Williams, one of the greatest actors of our youth. Guy died from suicide, depression. Was one of the richest actors at the time being. You would think had all this money, could probably solve any problem he had, any problem his family had. But he had depression. He killed himself. Money doesn't stop problems from coming your way. Money's not going to stop your mental from going out of whack. And you can be a multi-billionaire. That money ain't going to cure your mind. That money not going to cure your mind.
Okay,
It's
DJ.
not.
This is what I want to ask you.
You can't stop. You can't stop a lot of things from coming.
Who kills themselves more from depression? Rich people or poor people?
Well, you know the
Poor.
answer. Tell us.
Poor.
Yeah, what poor
At a
people?
vastly greater rate. Vastly
Hmm.
greater rate. Suicide rates are 99% amongst poor individuals. So Robin Williams is what you call an anomaly, but
because if
Eric
you look at
Smith
it,
is what you call the standard suicide from depression.
If you look at it, look at the standard problems. You know what I'm saying? If
He
somebody,
was
if
sick though,
somebody
y'all.
ugly, right? If you
Yeah, he
rich,
had Louis body.
ugly don't even
Yeah.
matter no more in a lot of cases. You can really achieve a lot of the things you would achieve being handsome, being rich. It don't matter. I mean, what bills? Bills. We ain't even talking about bills if you got money. We ain't even talking about bills. A lot of problems with family come up. Why? Because of money.
But
Because you can't
Yeah,
it's
pay.
not
If you
just the
yeah.
can't
raw. But that's what I was getting at my granddad. Right, it wasn't that, and that's what I think. Maybe I expressed it wrong. If you would have gave him $100,000, yeah, that might have fed him for a day or two. You know the whole saying. You know, do you feed a man for a day or do you teach him how to fish?
right.
We're so getting caught up with getting fed that we're not learning how to fish.
Fish.
We're
Cap,
not learning how to. We're not learning
cap.
how to dude. There's so many people that I've seen. You talk about like perfect example is NFL players. How many of them make way more money in a 5 year span that I'll probably make in a lifetime? And they end up broke and they end up, down bad. It's not because they didn't have money. They didn't know what to do with it. They made poor decisions. And I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I would take I would take financial literacy. If you told me, Willie, you had a choice of $100,000 or you had the financial literacy to create your own wealth, I'm gonna take that financial literacy and create my own wealth. You might can give somebody else $100,000, and they might take it and run with it, but give me the literacy, right?
Man,
In
how
the
Okay.
many
Bible?
legal tables
What did
does
Okay.
we
Solomon?
really have,
Let me
dog?
ask
Hold
you
on,
something. Let me
hold
ask
on,
you
hold on.
How
something.
many
Let me
financial
finish.
we really have?
Let me
How
wrap
many
this up. Let me
people
wrap
in
this up.
professional
I'm almost
sports
done.
are
Jalen, put on your
Jalen, I'm almost
earphones.
done. I'm almost done, Jalen. Let me finish. So, like in the Bible, right? When God came to Solomon, and he said, Solomon, I will give you anything in this world that you want. What do you want? What did Solomon say?
I don't
I'll
remember.
answer. He said he wanted wisdom. He said, God,
Mm.
give me wisdom. I know that's laughed at and that's thought like, oh, you can't apply that to today's term. But dude, I'm telling you, being wise and being able to make a good decision. Because if you give a fool $100,000, he just a fool with $100,000. But if you teach somebody how to be financial literate, how to make right decisions with their money, they'll never be poor. I can give a dope boy 100
Yeah, but
grand right now. He come back now looking for another 100 grand. But if you give somebody who's like, you give me 100 grand, I can make something. I can build X, Y, Z. That's something that don't
wisdom
come
don't
with somebody handing you money.
wisdom
I'm
don't equal
sorry.
financial literacy either though. Some would argue somebody who is wise
I ain't never
probably
seen somebody who was
would
financial literate who was
encompass
broke. I ain't never
you
seen somebody
with
who was financial literate who was
wise.
broke.
Wise.
Okay, Willie.
Wise is the key word.
Okay, so Willie says if you just give money to if you just give money to anybody, they just gonna blow it.
That was a fair
Okay,
point,
so the
Willie.
Jews. Okay, so the Jews in Germany got reparations. They are considered what? The richest people in the fucking world. Okay, what about the GI Bill in 1944 that America gave its white citizens? They gave them. What about the land grants? What about the FHA loans? What about redlining, keeping the wealth on one side? So and they kept the wealth away from one side. So that was them just throwing money. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry with white skin is not just smart. No, but it gave them a head start. So yeah, if you throw money at dumbass Johnny, guess what? If you throw enough money at dumbass Johnny and set him in the right place, his kids will still be in a better financial situation.
But what's
And
enough
we
is
got
like
100,000 years of proof worth of it, man. So yeah. You go give some money to some dumbass hood niggas. Go throw $100,000 at every house in the sub. Guess what? Some of them may be right back there in 10 years, but I guess what? I bet you half of them boys will never go back.
I done met a lot of wise people who broke.
Because
You still need bread.
we yeah, see, and that's what
You,
I'm
you,
saying. So that
you can
thing,
just
just
gain
because somebody
wisdom from
broke,
age and just make
yeah,
it fucking up some of the damn
yeah,
times. I mean,
them boys can run it up. We seen it. Them boys can run it up. Guess what? It's a lot of guys out here that'll work you up under the table. They just ain't got the money. You put that $100,000 up in this dude hands who know how to do some carpentry. He gonna run y'all boys out of the town.
then why are
So
most people poor?
Most people.
Why
Wait a minute, you talking about in
why
the
is the
world or you
one
talking about in America?
You know how hard it is to get an
I'm keeping. I
influx of
don't know
money.
about the world. I mean, most people in the world are poor, but all I'm talking about is America. Why is the majority of our tax base poor? I ain't talking about
You
middle
don't get an
class.
influx of
I'm
money.
talking about poor.
Nobody
Tell us
gets
the
an
answer.
influx of money.
What's poor?
Besides, yeah.
What's poor,
Huh?
Willie?
Why are they poor? Tell us why.
No, I'm asking y'all why is that the case? If because
They
let's be
not. We
honest,
the
right?
Because
richest country in America, in the world.
they 9 to 5 workers that work for private companies that try to get them dimes on the. It's not a thing where people are just willfully being broke. It's just that they're in a system where if you're not, either haven't gone to college and got a degree or come from a situation where you can become a business owner at a young age or something like that. You working a 9 to 5, you couldn't the rat, you trapped in the rat race like everybody else. I mean, everybody ain't just getting like great wages everywhere. I mean, I think that's a
I'm gonna
lot of
tell
what the
you.
topic is today.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm kind of torn on the argument. Like I see what Willie is saying, and I'm gonna give y'all an example. So, who is the top earners in America? Right. You got the Jews. They the number one ethnic earning income wise. Right. Then under them comes Asians. So what are Asians known for? Asians, they bust their ass and, they accumulate all this knowledge. So we'll call that what Willie was talking about, wisdom or smarts, right? So that smarts that those Asians have accumulated has allowed them to surpass even white people when it comes to average income. But who is number one when it comes to wealth in the United States?
White
By
Americans.
head, shoulders, torso, all the way down to the knees above water is white people. And the reason for that is because wealth begets more wealth. Money begets more money. So I'm really kind of conflicted in it because, on the smart side, the wisdom side, like Willie was saying, the Asians have surpassed whites who had a 400-year head start. But when it comes to wealth and money, it's just no way nobody is catching them because they just got so much of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's the
Well, like you
thing. I
said
mean,
when we was watching
you
Do the
can't
Right.
do, you know, you got to do math. You know what I mean? Like you can be the wisest person in the world. You can have. I take a lot of us for example, right? In college, we were hungry for financial literacy and learning it. Learning about stocks, learning about investing in general, and it's just like even at that point we still needed the capital to make moves. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you can have the knowledge, but at the end of the day, you still need that. You still need that bread in order to make some shape.
That's facts. That's facts. Because trust me, boy, if I had access to capital, you know,
That's
a
what I'm
lot of things
saying.
would be different.
Yeah, when we seen Dogecoin and Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying, in 2016, 2004, like that would have been a total different situation, especially, I don't know. Because it goes along with Willie's point. Like, if we known earlier about things like Bitcoin, and if we were hungry for that information early on in 2013, 2012, when we got them fat refund checks when we first got to college, we probably would have tried to find ways, to invest into these things. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that refund, that money, that what I'm saying, that bread from state, that's bread that I'd never gotten before. You know what I mean? So it's just I feel like you have to have some, funding in order to really make things happen.
For sure. I don't want to beat this point to death. Any closing remarks?
Willie just came back.
He missed everybody's convo, so he can't really respond to it. But
Okay.
yeah, let's jump to this next topic. This topic I want to be pretty quick, but I just gotta throw it out there, man. So Donald Trump says, I told Canada, which very much wants to be part of our fabulous golden dome system, That's a military defense system, FYI. I told them it'll cost $61 billion if they remain separate but unequal nation. But it'll cost $0 if they become our 51st state. They are considering the offer. Man, this dude is hilarious. But quick topic. If Trump could get Canada to become the 51st state, would he become an all-timer on the president's list, bro? Like, would he be top 10 then, bro? Like,
He would be
So
like,
he gonna be up there with the George Washington, all that good shit. He gonna be up there at the top of the rail, man.
As a
I'm
two-term
asking.
president,
I'm
though,
asking.
he already got to be
Man,
pretty high up, though, right? Like as a two-term president,
just off
you got to get some
his
accolades.
resume as a whole, like I mean, like
What?
I ain't gonna lie, if Trump can pull this off, man, hey,
He don't get no
even though the
credit.
chances are
But
very
then
slim,
that's
very
that's
slim.
just some old stuff we got to take care of. You know, it's just kind of like that movie Charlie Wilson's War. We'll see.
Why would he even want Canada
We'll
to
see.
join?
That's what I'm saying.
Tax
Tax-
I
revenue.
mean, but then think about this. I think Canada's pretty liberal. If not, it'd be like adding another California. So
Basically,
how would that
Dude,
benefit?
California is like the number one contributor
I
to
mean,
like tax revenue.
like,
Yeah, they are.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Would Republicans be willing to give up like all power essentially
Because
no,
in
that mean
tax
them boys
revenue?
will be able to vote,
carve it up in a
and
way that they ain't have no
We might Puerto Rico them. You know
doesn't.
what I'm saying?
Make them a
They would
commonwealth or something?
they would gerrymander that thing so much it wouldn't be nobody voting but Alberta.
If
when
we
he said it
keeping it
would
a
cost them
bean though,
61 billion, what did he mean by that exactly? They
Bro,
could
he just
cost them
pulled a
six.
number out of his ass. That's
yeah.
what he did.
They say if y'all stayed over there, I'm gonna need 61
Dude,
B's off
think
y'all.
about this. Think about this. So DJ, he's referring to the Golden Dome. It's a reference to Israel's Iron Dome. And
Okay.
so think about the size of Israel, and then
Hmm.
think about the size of the United States, and then think about the size of adding Canada to that.
Canada.
And you think $61 billion, the amount of money they give us probably to they don't even give us that amount of money to regulate the levies for this entire country. And you think $61 billion is gonna be what do it.
hey, he say 60. That ain't to the United States.
Exactly. So
This is
Hey,
the same guy that told Panama
don't
to
put
run.
USA. Don't put USA on that check. Like,
This is the same dude that tried to tell Panama to run that canal. Like, I mean, he ain't so.
hey man, talking free, bro. I respect it because if you just say it, it ain't even gotta be true, but it said it's out there. They're considering the offer of a golden dome. A
But
golden
to answer
dome,
your
y'all.
question, Ant, he will become a top 5 president just off the fact that he even tried it, bro. The fact that he tries, the thing that he tries, will put
hell
him in the
no. You
top
gotta get it
category.
done.
Hey,
You gotta get it
hey,
done.
Nah, he'll have to get it,
Man,
bro.
like,
if
he
he
bringing up
top
stuff that
10,
guys
if
wouldn't
he
even thought
top
about,
10
man.
off of that, bro, I'm glad I went to Spain. I'm glad I really enjoyed my time in Madrid. Cause that was a good, as our king said, that was a good tryout. London was a great tryout.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
try out
mean,
your next,
off the
your
strength
next
of we
recipe.
haven't had a new state, and honestly, I didn't foresee us having a new state. To be honest,
We're
like
not
that
gonna
was
have a new state,
in my
Jalen.
We haven't had a new state in like almost
exactly.
80
That's what
years,
I'm
Jalen.
saying. So if
We
we
don't
You
need
could never
another one.
if
fathom it,
that were
right?
to
Right,
happen,
Jalen?
huh?
You
You say
couldn't
what?
even fathom it, right? Like
That's what
you
I'm
never
saying.
even
Like
thought it. Yeah.
I never would have thought we would have 51. Like, Alaska kind of surprised me, or Hawaii. So it's just like to
Wait a
add
minute.
Canada
I
to
What?
I
Surprised you.
never thought about
surprise,
it, bro.
as
But
in, like, if you look at placement, you know what I'm saying? Like when we learn in the geographic regions of the US, you know what I'm saying? You got Alaska over here, Hawaii over here. It's just like, okay, that's cool that they are part of us. But Canada, especially with its size, it's just like,
A
man,
state.
I would never think that would
Imagine
happen.
Canada
so
say,
wait
"Hey,
a
A
minute.
Canada's a
state,
state."
bro.
My
A
my
state.
grandma lived in the United States that didn't have Hawaii and Alaska to it. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
one
see,
day it was like 45 states when my grandma was growing up. And
Well,
then
Definitely.
And it's been 50 since
They
we've been
added them.
here.
but they wouldn't.
That's
But that wouldn't
crazy.
even phase your grandma. Like imagine her saying, "Hey, we got Hawaii. Oh,
But
where's
we
that at?
travel though.
Oh, that's
Like,
like 90 miles. That's like 200 miles from
and we
Japan.
way more connected.
Oh, okay.
Hey
The
man,
flights to
if
Canada
Canada
be
became
cheaper.
the 51st state, bro, Toronto might have to see the kid.
See, that's
The
what I'm
but
fact that
saying. Like, it would change a lot
hey,
of
look,
stuff,
bro.
I
If
feel like.
Canada gonna become the 51st, then Mexico ought to become the 52nd. And when we get done
All
with
right,
that,
whoa, whoa,
we
whoa,
ought to
whoa,
Oh
get
whoa,
like
whoa,
no.
whoa,
Now
Hey,
Costa
whoa,
you
I
whoa,
know
ain't
Rica
they
whoa,
ain't
mad
and
at
doing
whoa,
all
that.
whoa,
that.
that.
whoa.
That's
Now
a
you
Hey,
know
God,
they ain't
yeah,
doing
you
that.
know that.
you
That's
forget us
gonna happen
canceled. You
immediately.
forget us canceled. Hold on. Mexico,
Bro,
what?
I mean Mexico more entrenched. Dude, at least we got some type of repertoire with Mexico. We got Texas from them. That was under 300 years ago that we got Texas. We ain't really had no dealings with. So how would that work, y'all? Would it be President Trump and then we'd be under the monarch? We'll be saying "All save the." Do they change the anthem to "All save the King"? Because you know Canada's on the British. They all. That's why
They
in the
would
national
just
anthem
be
they
Hey,
say "God save the
be
King."
under us, right? Like, they would have to like just get all. They
Well,
would
I
have to
mean,
conform to all of our stuff.
dang,
not
Canada
really,
got 40
because
million population. And California got 39 million. You was right.
Hmm.
so
Interesting.
like that's what I'm saying. We all be will be British then. We'll be a British protectorate because Charles is our monarch.
Oh no, they'll give it up.
I'm with Jalen like, man, what?
Nah, I think if they become a state, they gonna have to they
They're gonna
gonna
have
have
to
to come
lose
up
their
off
British,
all
but
that.
you know, Canada is independent. Like the Bahamas is independent, but the monarch is still well, it was the Queen. Now it's her son Charles. Like it's a. If you look at Canada, they're not like a democracy like us. They're like a republic with a monarch that ain't a monarch type deal. It's a
Listen, if
weird
they
way to
become
do
the
it.
51st state, they gonna have to X all that and do
No,
whatever the
no,
fuck they
they
want
Yeah.
to
can
do.
have their own little culture. It's
They
just like,
can, but
yeah,
they
just
in
won't.
like
Do you
Hawaii.
Texas.
really feel like if Trump let them become or make them become the 51st state, they gonna maintain any of that?
Yeah,
Nah,
just
Yes,
like
because
that's
just
not
like
gonna
Texas.
happen. That's why it's
You
not
really
gonna
think
Hawaii,
happen.
Donald Trump is gonna
Hawaii,
allow
they
Canada
still
to come
got
over here and
they
play?
Asian, they still got they Asian roots, and in Alaska,
Texas.
they still
You
believe in
can
the
keep
Ice
your
Queen
roots
and
and you
stuff.
can keep your culture. But when it comes to the laws and when it comes to making stuff happen in society, nah.
Hey,
Dude.
all that BS
So
aside, is we gonna
e-
have a
And then
bang out.
even
We're
if
gonna
we
have a
Texas,
really gonna
bang
keep
Texas
out,
it a
kept its
man.
bean,
flags. Texas kept its flags.
we really need Canada to be the 21st state for when global warming come and all that ice melt. That's gonna be the only good land left.
Is we gonna bang with Canada over their existence though?
So like they president, like what we
Is
gonna
we gonna
overthrow him or something?
Are they
And
gonna
for the
put
record,
boots on ground?
and for the
That's what I'm
record,
saying.
Texas still has its like I guess Mexico flags or whatever. That's where we got Six Flags from. Six Flags over Texas. That's because it has five other flags in the United States became one. So people still
Hey,
have one of
Hey man,
those flags repping sometime out here.
how we gonna
Texas
look if
ain't
we
one of
get the
your
banging with
complaints,
Canada like it's 1812 again? How that's gonna look, bro?
If we get that one on one with Canada,
They don't want that. They don't
That
want that.
fade with
But yeah,
Canada.
guys, let's go ahead and move on to this next topic. I just wanted to
Tell
know if
Canada
y'all was gonna
swabble
put Donnie up there, man. If Donnie brought us
up.
Dear Canada, was y'all gonna put him up there in the Raptors, man?
We'll put him at 25.
Donald, Donald said, "Run that canal, man. Run
they got look at that boy.
that."
Look at that
Down while I
boy.
issue my statement.
Travis Hunter has allegedly tied the knot
Is
with
she
his
pregnant?
long-term girlfriend. Yeah,
She
she
pregnant?
might be.
She look,
Might be,
see
man.
that pudge over there,
Lord
man.
have
She
mercy.
might be a little nematode. She might got a little nematode body.
Little Nematode body.
Y'all done seen them nematode body
But
little girls?
yeah, man. But what y'all think about that, man? Good decision. Should he have waited
Terrible
a
decision. The
while?
worst decision in the 2026 football season. I can't believe
Damn.
this. I'm really
he said,
ashamed
"I can't
of this
believe it."
entire situation. And I know I shouldn't
mm,
be in that relationship like that. But
mm.
since it's been put out there, I just feel like this is man, I just feel like he could have did anything else. Go 2 years in the league and keep her as your main and just see how it's gonna go. See how she gonna act as your NFL girlfriend. Why would you get married before the season even starts?
He
You know,
bent the
you
knee,
should.
bro.
You should.
I love to see a young king bend the knee.
I
It
mean,
really brings joy to my heart to see a black man get on his
See, you about to talk
knees
that BS.
and
That's why
hand out a
he
ring.
stuck.
That why,
okay,
yeah.
so what makes y'all think that y'all know this girl better than this man? And
The
what
only
makes
thing
y'all think that y'all know what's best for this
Because
man? I'm interested.
with some of the
they
things
had a
that she's
little
done,
vlog series on YouTube, and I watched a little bit of it. And man, I don't know, man. It kind of just seemed like she was just there for the good vibes and the cash. If I'm being honest with you, man.
But
It just
she was dating him since high school.
oh,
bro, that's not that
She was
long
dating the
though. That's
star
like
athlete in high
2 years,
school.
3, 4
So
years.
I
no,
mean, yeah, Akeem, a lot of girls want to hang on to the number one recruit in the nation and hope that he pans out. I mean,
All right.
a lot of girls do
So
that.
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You don't know when a guy's in high school, you don't know he going to the NFL.
they
Nah,
don't
you don't know
know
that. Nah, you don't know that.
You don't.
what I said.
Like it's a bunch of dudes that's good in high school, you know. So it ain't like she knew she had NFL. And then
No,
besides,
man,
she a girl.
he
She
was
a
ranked
girl,
in the
man.
country.
Well,
I was
look,
about
bro.
to
She
say
a
he was
girl.
still.
Ain't like she knows. Wait a minute, this dude run a 4 flat
Still
and da 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 da. She don't know all that. She just know he good and she like him.
That
And you
boy
could
was in high school
and she
jumping
followed
over.
him to Jackson State, to Colorado, and now all the way back down to Florida. Like man, like do you guys honestly think y'all that much smarter than Travis Hunter?
I mean, what she did
And
say
see,
she ain't
this
like
is the
him. She
thing
said she
about
ain't like him at
smarts.
first.
Well, that's a lot of girls. It's been a lot of girls who ain't like me, and the next thing I
Different
know,
types of
never mind.
smarts. It's different type of smarts. Exactly. To your point.
You know
Different
what?
types of smarts.
Whew. No, I ain't like you at first. While putting their clothes back on.
I'ma just say this. I'm reading this book right now called Fooled by Randomness. And basically what the guy says is that in communities and markets, whenever people are given certain information, it becomes front of mind to them. So like the media told us that she don't really like him and that she a gold digger and XYZ. So that's what people tend to think. But it's 1,000 other dudes that's football players and got girlfriends that we don't even know who they are. You know what I mean? And we don't think that they girlfriend dislike them or whatever. It's just because the media told us this is what you're supposed to think. It's front of mind, and that's how people rolling. He probably, I'm sure he has discernment enough to decide if she like him or not. What's up?
Man, they
Man,
got this little
come on,
lifestyle
man. You know
lifestyle
how
blog,
movies
bro,
be,
where you can actually
man.
like see how they treat each other and live with each other and stuff like that. So I think it's a little bit outside of just how the media is portraying them. Like
I
you
thought
actually
these
got to
things
see.
before I saw the media,
Yeah,
personally.
right. Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, like
I was
you.
telling you, they have a little vlog joint, and that's
Yeah,
what
it's the
I was
blogs.
watching how like they was like interacting and stuff and everything, and it just seemed like she was an agent. She was like, "Yo, ain't no way I'm about to let this go. I'm taking this all the way to the top." But if
But
we be
ain't that
honest,
like every girl's dream? And then when
yo,
one of them achieve it,
realistically,
it's like
most women is trying to take the ride up to the top, or at least to the medium, at least in my case. But it just depends, man. That's just kind of how the way nature kind of sort of works. It just happened that he the best athlete since Deion Sanders to come out the draft. But I don't know, man. The boy looked like he might be making a mistake. No prenup or none of that. But hey, I mean, it looked like he having fun. At least it's fun.
Is she
Yeah,
fine to
at
y'all?
least it's fun.
Like, what do y'all rate
She
her?
basic. I mean, she's cute for sure, but it's just like I look at. I guess I look at the potential that you have being at the level that he's at, and at that point, you just got to look at the what they're accustomed to, because I think at
But
this point that's
also,
gonna weigh
man,
heavier than looks and all that at this point. Just the simple fact that she been ride with him for so long, but I don't know. In the mental that I've seen her display, I just don't think that she's good for the dude. But that's just me.
but Jalen, who you a relationship expert? Like what makes you qualified to tell this man who he need to be dating?
Yeah.
What make you qualified for that?
You know,
And
I
I'm
do
gonna
feel like there's this movie. You may be a little bit too old to recall it. I think it's called Hitch. But
It's one of my
it's
favorite
a dude
movies.
called Will. It's a
To
dude
all
named
to
Will
recall
Smith.
it.
And a lot of times in those situations, I feel like, I relate to him in that movie as sort of a counselor of love and relationship advice. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you feel
Just from
like you
past
So
hitched?
experiences.
you hitch. Okay.
Yeah. I
I
feel
was
like,
unaware of that, but okay.
you know, yeah. I feel like I got the same palette, the same tool kick that he does. So, that's why I feel like, where I'm coming from with my opinion about her. And we've seen a lot of situations in the NFL where, they have had women just, act in certain ways and embarrass people, and it leads to them divorcing, it leads to them, what I'm saying, Tom Brady.
Don't speak
I
on the
mean,
goat.
I kind of can see though his logic is like, hey, this girl been riding with me since high school, and when
Hmm.
I get that money, it's gonna be a lot of vultures out here anyway. I might as well stick with the devil that I know.
Yeah. Oh, I think they just accustomed at this point. He just around with what he know. He feels safe. And if she willing to take that long ride, then it really don't even matter. It don't matter if she love him or not, because at the end of the day, a lot of time marriage can be a business. And as long as she can fake it good enough, he ain't gonna ask no questions.
If
Hey,
I
listen,
had money like
if
him, she would have had to sign that preemie. But
Same.
Yeah, shit, son,
You
damn.
ain't
But
making a
even if you
sound
in
no
love, and
premium.
you in love. That's your since elementary school or whenever, however long they've been going together, and you gonna make her sign a prenup?
hey, prenup don't mean absence of love. See, I'm too.
I
I'm
just can't
too.
see it in you,
What they
dog.
used
I
to,
can't see it in you,
what?
dog.
Hey, bro, what my grandma used to say. I'm too old a cat to be called a kitten, dog. Come on, man.
I can't
Too
see
old a
it.
cat to be called a kitten. But don't you love me? Hey,
Do
that
you
don't mean
love
absence of
me?
love.
Do you
Sign
trust me?
right here. Put it on the dotted line. I
I
say, now
just
you
hate to
want to
see
talk
that
about
day.
love?
Willie, I just hate to see that day once their rookie deal ends and the Jaguars or whoever decided to come after him drop that 250 M contract, man. And she decided to hit the okie
Look,
doke, and she walk away with about half of that. God,
they was living together when he was at Colorado. He got on, he bent the knee, bro, and I
was
respect,
it before or after he was dropping off at parties and sitting in the car?
I respect that he got on the knee, bro, and I'm gonna get on the knee one day. And when I get on my knee, I'm gonna think about Travis Hunter, and I'm gonna say,
I hope not.
I'm just saying, bro. I don't know what
No.
make. I just see the internet. I see girls. No disrespect, but I see girls who are getting rocked on Facebook, knocked the hell out by dudes, and then they trying to get this man relationship advice. Somebody bragging, crying about their baby daddy not doing them right, and these same dudes out here who getting done up by women, getting their money took by them, just straight simps and lames giving this man relationship advice. I'm like, dude, y'all, like, I would never take advice. I don't give a damn who you are, but I would never take financial advice from a fucking bum, from a homeless nigga. Never. I don't. It could be the most golden advice, but I would never take it from him. That's how Travis Hunter feel about y'all. That's how he feel. Wait a minute. He probably clicking on profiles. You got 3 baby daddies. You giving me relationship advice? Clicking in here. Nigga, you lame as hell. You ain't got no family. You ain't got no. You trying to tell me something? That's how Travis Hunter feels about all these people telling him his girl a gold digger. Well, look, bro. All of them gold diggers in that case. Everybody who gonna like him say he ugly. Well, his face ain't gonna change. Look, man, this girl rode with him and stuck it out, followed him from 3 different places. That's a hell of an act to put up to say that somebody ain't for you.
22.
But somebody don't like
He
it.
only 22. I say rock with it. Like I said, salute Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Salute the boy.
Yeah, so that man want to get married, man. Let that man get
For her
married.
to for her to see the return on that investment, like if that's the end game, she gonna have to be in there for the long haul. And if you in there for the long haul, what's the point? Like at that point, most time when it comes to that type of thing, it's a quick job, right? It's like a bank heist. I'm gonna hit them quick, bow.
Hit him, bam. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But look, this is all I'm gonna say. If she is a gold digger, like you say, it's like every girl. You listen to the city girls. Hey, I'm gonna get the picture of your credit card. I'm gonna rob you, and I'm gonna da 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 da. And I want a dude who got some money, and I want an athlete. I hear these girls do this every day. And then when somebody achieves that goal that these women talk about every single day, they hate on them.
Yeah, I mean they got a
They
successful
hate on the
stream
people.
and
Wait a
everything.
minute now. Wait a minute. She did what all y'all want to do, and y'all like, congratulations. Man, I remember Jay-Z said, man, the real niggas, they love me. Glad to see one of us make it. It ain't like that on that side. It ain't like that on that side. Hey, man, because I know if I saw somebody of my same ilk doing something at the highest level,
We gonna salute.
I'm gonna be 21 gun salute.
Salute.
21 gun salute for Young Slime. And y'all see me salute the guys all the time, bro.
Yeah, and then I heard a wise man once say, you can learn to love somebody too. So
yeah, you can learn to love somebody.
She
Nigga, I
might
see
not have
you
liked
niggas
it.
baby mamas and shit. Y'all, yeah, what?
I mean, and if
can
I know
learn to
they'll
love,
forget, if I know
man.
they'll forget 46 M, I can learn to love their ass too. I mean,
That's what I
hey,
be
I'm just
saying. Like I
saying.
be
I mean,
looking at, I be seeing dudes tell Travis Hunter what to do, and I know them, and I know they track record, they resume of the girls they been with. Right hand to God. If I woke up next to some of them girls that them niggas who said that had, I
All
wouldn't
right,
wake
all
up
right,
twice.
all right, all right.
I wouldn't wake up twice as them. I'll tell you that. Yeah. Yeah. Tinted red windows.
so I'll take a vote. Who here sees this marriage? We gonna bypass it. All right. Over under. This marriage lasts
I
5
cleaned it up
years.
though. I said,
Over
ain't no
under.
way I'll wake up twice as you.
Over.
Ain't no way I'll
Over.
wake up
Over.
twice as y'all.
Over.
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 Over what?
5 years, as
Over
DJ
under. This
said.
marriage lasts 5 years. Over
Over.
under.
Over.
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 She
Dude,
gotta be
I
smart. She
guarantee you
gotta
they
catch
not
that
gonna be
next
the first one
contract.
to
The
break
Ricky
up
deal
in
ain't
that
enough. She
draft.
gotta catch that next contract.
Man, dude, all right, so I don't know how most guys see. I can only speak on my experience with women,
I got
right?
you.
I don't
Right.
know how other guys have been treated by women, but that's what you hear in these situations. Me, I ain't never been done up. I ain't never been rinsed. I ain't never been got. I've always been showed the utmost respect by women. Always utmost respect by the fair sex. So I don't think that they out here trying to get down on me. Everybody love WAP, but apparently there's some other guys who got these underlying issues, and they let them one few instances turn them into misogynists. Bro, every girl is not trying to get your money, right? Because like let's just be 100% real. Somebody who look like Travis Hunter girlfriend or wife now, she can get her another baller. She can get us another NFL player. You in the game now. She can get her another one. Why she choose him? She was just sitting right out there at Colorado around a bunch of guys who going to the league. Dudes coming into Colorado and they seeing her and they DMing her. She his girlfriend. Other athletes who popular DMing her. I know they are trying to mess with him. She could have easily took that bait and left him.
One
So
question.
she baller material.
One final question on this more. Caught or
What?
bought? He caught or he bought her?
Oh, he bought her, but you know what I'm saying? That sometimes that's how you gotta
That's the clip. That's the clip right there. That's the clip. That's the thumbnail.
Oh, he bought that. I'm just saying. But sometimes that's what you gotta do. That don't mean she a gold digger. That's just what she requires.
Yeah.
I teared up on that.
Yo, Chris is all he
Bought a
bought.
ball.
Oh yeah, he bought her for sure though.
Oh man,
Oh my gosh.
For sure, man.
that's
But
crazy.
yeah, any final remarks? Any little hot takes? Anybody want to touch on hot topics? Quick topics?
I want Willie to speak on Trump friend Larry Hoover.
I'm not gonna speak on that. What I am gonna speak on, hot topic. This is a quick hitter. You know, I love movies. I love film. The movie Sinners is out. They will be making a special presentation in the city of Clarksdale, and Ryan Coogler is going to be in
What state is
Clarksdale
that in?
with the guy that plays Preacher Boy and the music director of the movie. And I will be in attendance. I got me a ticket from Warner Brothers, and I will be there bright and early in the city of Clarksdale. I've never been there before, and I will hopefully get some chance to ask Ryan Coogler a question. I'm going to vlog it. I'm going to put it on my socials. I think it's going to be a great experience, and I hope it goes well for that city.
Coog and Michael B. Jordan.
No. Not my. If he could surprise, but for sure.
Hey, bro, you know Michael B. Jordan ain't coming to no shit.
They got Coogler. They got the guy that played the guitar, him, and the music guy.
So they got Salmon to come down.
Yeah, they got Sammy to come down.
Hey, that's my new lingo. Shit out.
So I'm gonna get there bright and early because I don't know what the crowd gonna look like, but I'm gonna try my best to either ask Ryan Coogler a question or get I'm gonna have my Black Panther shirt on so he can already see that I'm already in tune with what's going on. And the tickets were free, man. The tickets were free. Shout out to Warner Brothers, bro. The tickets were free, and now it was first come, first served, but they were free tickets.
They gonna whoop your ass.
That's my hot take.
Oh man.
Let me see, man. I just got one more thing to say, and y'all ain't really gotta say much because it ain't much to be said. But shout out to that boy Drizzy Drake.
Shout out to the
round
GOAT,
of applause, man. 10 diamond. Yeah, 10 diamond certified records, most all time for any artist.
I didn't know Love Me was a diamond record. I didn't know that.
Me either. But yeah, man, Drake has probably entered that echelon. I used to have it Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder on this shelf, and then I got Drake and John Mayer on the next shelf. Drake, he creeping up to that next shelf, man.
Wait a minute. John Mayer sold as many records as Drake?
No, indeed. But, talent-wise, that's why I got him at, So, yeah, man, shout out to my boy Drake. Like I told DJ earlier today, man, it's only been one dude. Cole can rap, Kendrick can rap, but it's been one dude for the past 15 years that's really just knocking us out every single year. New record. Hits. But yeah, guys.
Shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They going home tonight. Okay.
Shout out to that boy Shea Gilders for that MVP.
Hey. You might have to get the lead out the pod. I definitely feel like I need to show my face in Oklahoma City.
Me too. I show my face. My firm ready.
So
I'm
hearing. So finals tickets getting caught.
I'm already showing my face.
So I'm hearing
I
finals.
rock Kentucky. Hey, bro, all I'm gonna say is like he just said, Drake. I'm gonna do a Drake line. I rock Kentucky blue on you boys, but it's gonna be OKC blue on you boys.
Hey Willie, if you pull up, of course I don't want to stay at OKC. That's a shit house. But I go up there and watch the game and then come back.
Oh yeah.
And come.
You ain't really from the O. See, I done been in the O. Hey, look, yeah.
So the O like
I heard you ain't got no.
Oh, you been to OKC before, Willie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Man, let's go.
What
to the game.
city? What can you compare the city to? Like Birmingham or like what is it?
It's big. So like,
oh, it's big.
Yeah. Okay.
I seen Tulsa, man. I thought.
Yeah, OKC is probably comparable to, I would say, like Jacksonville or a city like that. It's
I've never been to that shit house either.
I would say OKC is like Atlanta. It's like a bigger, spread out Atlanta. You've been to Atlanta, right? hey! Just imagine if the city of Dallas. It's almost like a replica of Dallas, low key, but it's not. Hey, OKC nice, bro. It's about 700,000 people live there. It's straight.
Oh, it's nice.
It's straight. Yeah, it's straight. It's just
So if you buy a ticket, if you
What you say, Cam?
Them tornado sirens get to blaring.
Hey, bro.
they gonna turn into a shit house. Man.
Hey, bro. We worry about
Bro,
that.
did y'all-
It's a lot of oil money in Oklahoma City, but it's cool. It's nice. But boy, that's
I
gonna
might
be
show my face.
that's gonna be a ticket.
I just booked a resort vacation to Jamaica, so I don't know. I might show my face in OKC.
Bro, either I'm gonna be in OKC or I'm gonna be in Cancun. Bro, I can go trip for trip. My passport, it got tax, bro. It got mileage, bro.
If you say Cancun one more time, I might have to take you off.
Bro, a lot of y'all boys scared of Cancun. That's what I figured out what it was. When we brought up Cancun, Anthony, and folks was talking about Phoenix, I said, oh yeah, they scared.
Bro, 1, 2, 3 Cancun. We can go with Minnesota, bro. We might see Ant.
Hey, that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to kick it with Ant. Yeah, them boys getting put down like a mangy mutt. Yeah. But hey, Arcane, like I said, OKC dog.
Hey, we go to OKC. I want to go to. I think we should go to Cabo. I've been to
score
Tulum.
currently, Willie?
Tulum is more turn up.
Huh?
It's
57 to 83.
Beat
I'm
you.
open to Cabo too. I never been to Cabo.
Belt that.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
We might as well.
But man, Coon so easy, bro. I saw that straight flight from New Orleans to Coon is so easy, bro. Like, I know Cabo, but that's
easy.
so easy.
Dude, Cabo right around the street.
It's easy.
Man, everywhere I say, bro, and I ain't nothing against Cabo, but everywhere I say, they say Coon the pot to be, bro.
You never been to Coon?
I ain't been to
I've
Coon, bro.
And we gotta stay at Eyebrow Star. You remember when I was sitting on that balcony smoking that cigar? That was I was at the Eyebrow Star, man. We gotta be up in there.
Heck yeah, but we can take this offline, man.
Yeah. We ain't trying
Appreciate
to run
y'all
Cam
boys for joining, man. Beautiful pod. Shout out to DJ for joining, special guest. We got 5,000. We about to file out. Peace.